my legends. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful, fantastic, spectacular day, morning, evening, night, whatever time you're watching this. I am so glad to be back in front of you guys with another channel message. So this download is going to be pretty short, sweet, simple, to the point. I really wanted to come to you guys today and talk about how sometimes we feel like our prayers, our manifestations, the work that we put into our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, why do those sometimes seem to not work, right? Where is the power in our prayer? If we're supposed to be acting on all of this faith, and we're doing these actions to prove that we are in alignment with our beliefs, and we're actively, when you're basically doing everything that you're supposed to do and the outcome is not as intended. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the power of prayer. One thing specifically that I know, we talk about praying a lot in this community, but one thing specifically that I don't feel like is talked about enough, especially here, we should talk about this more, is how to pray, right? So I always, when I was growing up, for the most part, nobody really taught me how to pray until when I turned about, I was probably about like 19 or 20. My grandmother, my great grandmother, actually told me how, she taught me in a way how to pray. That's not necessarily what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, but I wanted to mention that when we pray, it is very, 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 very important to say the names of your ancestors and say the names of those who have your back, those who walk with you, those who lead you and guide you, right? So, for example, if you are Christian, right? I actually, like, let me just say this, I'm not against Christians at all. I'm not against any religion. I just myself have exited out of every religion that I've entered into. I'm not against any religion, and I honestly do think that people can thrive within any system that's been set up for us to thrive in. Like, if you're a good person and you have a good heart and you are actively working towards divine love, even if that's just cultivating that within yourself, I do believe that you can have a Christ-like experience, or a godly experience, right? This supernatural type of experience. I think you can have that within any religion or any spirituality, or even in atheism, honestly, or like, okay, let's just, whoever walks with you, you want to say those names specifically. So when you are praying, first of all, it's very powerful for you to announce yourself, right? A lot of times I don't think that we understand how much weight your name holds, right? So I would say my name, my government name, the daughter of, my mom's name and my father's name. If I don't know, either or the other, that's okay. Skip to who you do know. Name the names that you do know, right? Those who are in your lineage, the granddaughter of, the great granddaughter of blank, right? Name those really, really powerful hitters, that those ancestors that used to really come through for you in real life. Please know that they're still there for you in their transition. It's just in a different type of way. So this is a way where you can access their full power, basically. But it's like it's like you are welcoming their power into this realm, right? This is how you pray in the spirit. That's, I'm glad that I brought up like my granny teaching me how to pray, because she taught me to put everything in the spirit. And even still, I'm still coming with like new revelations about like everything that can mean. But it's very, very important for you to make sure that you are saying the names of the people that you know. Say the names of the people that you know. Speak their names. Speak their names. That it's almost like it brings life back into them, right? It brings life, it brings a presence back around that may not have been active, like a presence that may have been dormant. When you speak their names, it brings the presence and makes it active again. So that is one of the most important things when you are calling your power back or praying or whatever. It's very important to also, one is important to understand that there's power in your name. So introduce yourself. Who are you? Who's speaking? Right? And then two, call on the people that you know that lead you, guide you, help you, and will go to bats for you in the spiritual realm. So the first tier that I would go to is the ancestral realm, right? So who did you know on earth that has transitioned, that you know that they would still go to bat for you because of how they used to go to bat for you while they were here, and even still using the signs, the wisdom, and the intuition that you've been receiving since their transition, because we know that our benevolent ancestors can and will still communicate with us pretty much whenever they, I was gonna say at all times, but whenever they feel like coming through. um so yes, calling your power back, saying your name, understanding that your name holds weight, calling the names of those who came before you and understanding the weight of their names and the weight of their presence in the spirit realm. um that's honestly the biggest things that I really wanted to talk about. I feel like a lot of times when we pray, oh, this was another thing. My granny was telling me that a lot of times your prayers, this is direct, this is almost like a direct quote, your prayers hold no power because you care too much about the aesthetic, right? So when I was growing up in the Christian church, the prayer that we used to pray all the time was let me think. Dear Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, I come to you today. Like, that was pretty much, you see how that just flew out? That's because I heard that for about 21 years consistently, religiously. So that would be considered like an aesthetic, right? Because like it feels a little bit weird to come out of that, because that is what you hear so often, or that is what you have heard for so long. That's what you grew up hearing. That's what the preachers on TV says. That's what that's what the preachers on TV say. That's what your preacher says that you listen to, or your minister, um even your parents, your family, right? But the advice here is, breaking out of aesthetic in order to really hone the entirety of your potential, right? So I don't know. It's almost just like I'm getting the vision of like a piece of like, okay, so I'm getting a vision of like a piece of candy, like a piece of chocolate that's wrapped up in a golden wrapper, but it's a very small square, right? This very small square piece of chocolate wrapped up in this golden wrapper is inside of this humongous box, yellow box with a red bow. If somebody were to give me that box, I'm trying to think, like, it like as something as big as a stove, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would think that it was something really big. I would like probably be preparing myself, how am I about to pick up this big heavy box just to open it up and see that there is a very tiny piece of chocolate in there. So it's almost like the things that are packaged up, wow, the things that are packaged up in order to look like they are very grand usually do not hold a lot of weight. I'm just the messenger. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is, even though sometimes you do not believe in the weight of your own words or your own even though you don't necessarily see the power in your own words, right? Writing your own prayers, saying your own prayers in your own words with your own ancestors, using your ancestors and your answers. Answers came out. Your answers, right? The answers that you have found out about life, right? Don't be afraid to include that in your prayers, right? So even saying the names of beyond ancestors, if you work with archangels, or if you believe in the archangels, saying the names of the archangels that have came through for you and giving you knowledge, guidance, and answers, right? We're all star seeds. If you particularly feel very drawn to a certain group of starseed beings, saying, and thank you to my benevolent Pleiadian guides, or thank you to my benevolent Syrian guides, or thank you to my benevolent um, Octorian guys, or thank you to my benevolent Lyran guys, or calling out their names. What are their names? Even if you don't know necessarily the name of the guide, you know, or even if you don't know the name of the archangel or the name of the angel, just shouting out the whole team. Just shout out the whole team. Say their names, right? And those aren't necessarily the prayers that we hear on TV, or even the prayers that we might hear people say in real life or on YouTube, because it's taboo. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times when I was doing certain prayers on YouTube, just within my journey of being on YouTube, I was feeling very much weird, because I was like, people are gonna think I'm blind. They're gonna be like, what in the world was she talking about? Like speaking in tongues, praying in spirit, like what is she talking about? But you have to throw the aesthetic away in order to unearth like your real power. I'm literally getting, I just got a vision of like a shovel digging in the ground. Like you have to that's what it is. You are unearthing your own power, and it's also uncovering your own culture and your family history. And I know for um a lot of us have no idea what our true ancestry is. And it can be like a needle in a haystack trying to figure out exactly what's going on. You know, you can do the genetic test, but then the genetic test is like, they only are so accurate. And then you can, you know, go through documentations and census, and there's a lot of things that you can do. You can also get that information through spirit, right? And what spirit is telling me is, as you show, this is okay, spirit says this is showing reverence, right? It's showing a certain type of honor and respect for those who are leading you and guiding you. It's almost like they're asking you for a dedication to yourself through showing a reverence for, wow, for the multi dimensions of the self. Because at the end of the day, every name that you are calling is ultimately a dimension of yourself, right? We know that we are God, God is us, right? That we are the ancestors, walking, living, right, breathing. All of these spiritual beings cannot act. They really can't do nothing unless there is a vessel that is the vessel that is the conductor for them to work through, right? So yes, just understanding that it's okay, you know, to break the norms, to break the normies. We were never meant to be normies. Like it's all good. And at the end of the day, this is I just heard a self-fulfilling prophecy. Did y'all hear that? It sounded like an owl, but I think that was a person. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Usually, okay, now wait a minute. Because usually when I think of like self-fulfilling prophecies, I think about something, it's usually like a bad omen. Like within Greek mythology, right? Um Zeus's dad had the he had the self-fulfilling prophecy where remember he swallowed his kids because the prophecy or the prophet told him that he was going to be overthrown by one of his kids, so he swallowed his kids to prevent that from happening, but then it ended up happening anyways. So it's almost hmm I want to like let's pull cards on this one because like that just actually kind of threw me for a loop. It's giving that this is not a bad omen though, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's almost giving no matter where you go in life, your guides, your ancestors, your people are your team is gonna follow you regardless. So like that's the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like like the prophecy is that your people is your the prophecy is like let me let me be quiet and let's pull cards. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just see what let's get some more information about the self-fulfilling prophecy. They don't want to talk about it. I think it's gonna be different for everybody. Okay, so the card that popped out is the moon. So okay, automatically when my cards start being elusive, and like when they start being elusive, it just lets me know that it's a lot going on. Like it's more details than what meets the eye. So okay, so after the moon card, immediately came the ace of swords though. So there is going to be some kind of clarity, right? And then here's the mother of swords. So there I feel like you can intuitively guess. Here's the 10 of baskets. You can probably intuitively guess what this is for you. It's y'all, I'm not gonna lie, it's almost like the self-fulfilling prophecy is you reaching your full potential in your as a spiritual being or in your spiritual practice, because we have the 10 of baskets, then we have Miss Ida, which is the empress or the card of like intuition. It's giving daughter of knives with the 6 of knives and the 3 of coins. Yes, it's really just giving like no matter where you go, no matter who you come across, no matter how many things seem to take your attention away, or no matter how many things seem to devastate you or pull you astray, no matter which of the way you go from the rooter to the tutor, you are meant to live, you are meant to have a certain like spiritual success, a spiritual chariot. You are meant to have a certain spiritual chariot, and honestly, no matter what you do, you're going to have it. Is what's coming through. Like that's the self-fulfilling prophecy, is the prophecy of your success. And then wait a minute, because as soon as I flipped over the deck, right? Serious star blessings. Push through. Push through, be seen, and succeed. All right, let's get one card from the gateway of light activation to describe the self-fulfilling prophecy. Let's get a description from the eyes of our elders, masters, loved ones, teachers, those who hold the keys to the Akashic records. Okay, so we have Shambhala initiations, right? Retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, and Dharma. This one came out reversed. So yes, within this self-fulfilling prophecy, it's also giving like the ebbs of flows in life, but as you ebb and flow, you are going to learn that change is a constant, and you are going to become like a master of how you change with the ebbs and the flows of life. So when So when everything outside of you is changing, you are going to be the constant. Is what that's the self-fulfilling prophecy. Is your spiritual fortitude, right? And then let's get one card for advice. They said 3. Pause of a mentee initiation. Okay, so y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so the Hall of a Mentee initiation, when I think about this, I think about the gates of hell. Because if I'm not mistaken, the halls of a mentee are related to, like, I don't want to misspeak. It's giving Hathor and the underworld. Um, it says secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and initiations. Okay. The gates of hell they don't necessarily have to be a bad thing, because to be honest, let's be completely honest. If we think about the times in our lives where we felt like, oh my God, this is hell, like, what is going on? Like, am I ever going to get out? When you look back in hindsight, you can always think about very key things that you picked up during that time, to where if you would not have been in that situation, or if it would not have been that detrimental, or if it would not have been that tumultuous, or if it would not have happened in that exact type of way, you wouldn't have what you have right now. Some things would have been different, right? Because you didn't go through this chaotic time, right? You didn't go through the gates of hell, right? It's one thing to go to hell, and it's another thing to go through hell, right? And to rise up. Those are two different things, right? You can go there and you can just get depressed and wallow and stay there and just crash out. You can go there and decide, you know what, if you can't beat it, join it and become a demon. Become the biggest devil, right? Tattoo a D on your forehead. Or you can go to hell, you can feel it, you can experience it, you can really observe, you can take notes. But when it's time to get up, you don't just get up. You skyrocket out of that motherfucker. And you use all of the potential energy that you have been harvesting from all of the chaos that was going on around you. All of that is energy, right? We know energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? So if you are being hit back to back to back to back to back to back, life just ain't stopping, ain't giving you a break, right? A lot of times we can express that energy as anger, as frustration, or as sexual energy, right? There's a lot of different ways that we can use the energy that we are harvesting when we are in hell, right? This is how I have transitioned to think about heaven and hell outside of religion, right? Oh my God. I lost it. There are a lot of things that you can do in order to cope with being in hell, right? Or you can save that energy, right? You can harvest it, okay, I know I'm here for a reason. What am I supposed to learn? Everything that I'm seeing is a mirror of myself. Everything that's ugly that I'm experiencing, for some reason, I feel like I resonate with that. Why do I resonate with? Which part of me resonates with that? Where did that come from? Right? Having these conversations with yourself. It's something about just keeping that energy and not giving it away to nobody else. Right? It's something about keeping that energy and not going and just, what you gonna do with it? Boom. Okay, so, and then they gave you some suggestions. All right, so the first one is solar light upgrade. Solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Didn't we just say that? Right? All of this energy, right? It came out reverse. But all of this energy, right? What are you going to do with it? Turn it into light. Turn it into light. alchemize it, turn it into light. We have to get used to we have to come to a place where we understand that nothing really moves in darkness but love. Nothing. Nothing moves in darkness but love. I think things can be rattled. Um, I think they can, I don't even think they could be fully destroyed. I think that they can be rattled to the point where they think that they're fully destroyed. But I don't think anything really moves. I think that in darkness, there is a certain stagnancy that's unlike anything else. But when you add love, not only can love penetrate through darkness, love can create and love can destroy. Love is the ultimate destroyer of darkness. Have you ever tried to show genuine, authentic love to somebody that was just in their head, like in the pits? I'm talking about in the pits of their head. Let's turn it inwards, right? Because we know every time we are experiencing another person, we're just experiencing ourselves in 3D. Let's turn it inward. When was can you think about a time where you were mentally in prison, you were mentally in hell, you were just depressed, gone out of it, not here with us? At least, I mean, you was here, but you was not here with us, right? And somebody walked past you in the store and said, "Oh, I love those shoes, girl, you look so cute." then it just like then it just like destroy everything. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I would just want to fall to my knees and just break down. Like, it would just destroy my whole mask. That's what it is. It destroys the mask of anger, of frustration, of numbness. Love gonna destroy all of that and have your ass break down. That's real love. And at the end of the day, that's real. That's love exposing itself to you, showing yourself what love looks like to you right now. Because while you are in that dark, hardened place, the one way that you can show yourself love is to actually feel those emotions. So when somebody says, "Hey, you look so motherfucking cute today," yes, girl, you doing it, eating them, yes. And you get that feeling in your stomach where it's like you don't know what to say. You kind of shocked that somebody is talking to you and you really want to cry because what? Like, that was nice, you didn't expect it, and like you don't even know how to receive that, and you really just want to cry. That's self-love. What that was love from that somebody else, this love from yourself, somebody else mirrored that to you, and it destroyed your temporary mask. That's why I say love can create and love can destroy. Okay? The solar chakra is connected to the sun. Solar chakra. The solar plexus chakra is connected to the sun. It's connected to your confidence. It's connected to your self-esteem. It's connected to the color yellow. Okay? And then last but not least, for advice, we have you had to know. Yes. The halls of learning. Don't we love it? The halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmations, and great lessons. Please understand that no matter what you are going through, no matter how difficult it is right now, no matter how many times you pray and you feel like those prayers might not be getting answered, or they just is not getting answered in the way that you wanted to, so you trying to figure out where am I going wrong, or wait a minute, are y'all low-key trying to play me? Like, I understand how it feels to get frustrated. Release those emotions. Understand that everything is happening in the exact order that is meant to happen at this very moment in time, right? If something didn't work out, it probably wouldn't have been good for you in the long run. Maybe in the short term, right? It might have looked good. Like that big old box, that big old yellow box with the red bow, okay? I don't know what I would have thought, like, I don't even know what I thought would have been coming in that box. Like, that's how big it was. I would have thought it was like, I don't know. I don't even know what I would have thought it was. But yes, I love you guys. Stay up. Stay up for real. Stay up for real. And remember, I didn't say this. Call on your Ori. Your Ori. Call on your Ori. Your Ori. Your Ori. Your Ori. Call on your Ori. Say your Ori's name. Say your ancestors' name. Say your benevolent spirit guides' name. Say the archangels that walk with you. Say their names. Say the benevolent star seeds that walk with you. Say their names. Say the Orishas that walk with you. Say their names. Speak their names. Speak their names. Speak your name and know that your name holds weight. Right? Who are you the daughter of? The granddaughter of? Who's in your lineage? Who are you? And know that you are a motherfucking legend. Okay? That's why you decided to watch this video, especially if you stay to the end. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It really does make a difference, and it shows YouTube that you guys love us, because we love you too. All right. And subscribe to the channel if our content resonates with your soul. We're going to be back. I'm going to be back. I, we, us, you, me, all of us, we are free. We're going to be back sooner than later with another reading, another channel message, another vlog, another day, another dollar. All right. Peace. See y'all later. Love y'all forever. To Saturn and back.